Hi everyone, I'm Andrew. I'm an adjudicator in my second year here at HOS. I'm going to talk briefly today about an example of landlord good practice from a Red Kite Community Housing case. So the complaint was about the landlord's handling of the residents' reports of ASB, counter allegations made against them, and concerns regarding their garden and shared driveway. In June 2021, the landlord visited the resident, who accepted that the condition of their garden did not meet the terms of their tenancy. At the same time, it was agreed that the resident would avoid their garden renovation materials causing the neighbour access issues on the shared driveway. The following month, the resident and neighbour made allegations of ASB against each other. Separately, the landlord asked the resident to agree to an action plan to improve their garden. The resident was somewhat resistant to the action plan. They also weren't happy with elements of the landlord's ASB handling and made their complaint. My investigation had two complaint definitions, and a finding of no maladministration was made for both. So what was positive about the landlord's approach? Well, the landlord communicated really effectively and visited, called and wrote to the resident throughout. Any agreements it reached were always followed up and confirmed in writing, and it promptly arranged mediation between the resident and the neighbour. It provided the resident with periodic written summaries of its actions to date, and this was really useful whenever the resident disputed how matters were being handled, as it allowed the landlord to demonstrate its fairness and transparency. The resident's household had various health-related vulnerabilities. From the start, the landlord showed empathy and understanding of how the resident's garden had come to be in the condition that it was. It made it clear that it wanted the garden action plan to be realistic and achievable for the resident. The resident particularly objected to the landlord's wish for the action plan to have timescales attached to it, but the landlord took time to explain the benefits and invited the resident to propose their own timescales in line with their physical constraints. Patience and empathy were probably the two watchwords for the overall case. The resident sent a high volume of often very lengthy emails. The landlord responded promptly, and its replies, including its complaint responses, were consistently thorough, thoughtful, and again empathetic. It was challenging at times, but the landlord made significant efforts to work with the resident, accommodate their needs, and manage their expectations. The residents' garden renovation plans required written permissions, in some cases retrospective, and the landlord provided considered guidance and support. The resident wanted various changes to be made to the shared driveway arrangement. The landlord was always clear where the residents' expectations were unrealistic and took a resolution-focused approach. Overall, the landlord was patient, empathetic, and did a good job of focusing on what it could rather than what it couldn't do. It was good to see. Okay, that's it from me. If anyone has any questions or wants to know more about the case, please give me a shout. Otherwise, thank you for listening.